Now on the similar logic, okay, if you see over here, I have 140, okay, here 150, 160. How you got 140? By adding 120 on this 20. 150 by adding 120 here, 160 by adding 120 here. But here also you have 140. You don't add 120 here. You are adding 120 on this. How do I get it? It is through the same logic I can say. Okay, so what I do, let's say we put over here. So same logic of if I say you have C1, okay, what you want to do is, now you are saying that, okay, from C, okay, so here if you see 150, it will come by adding 120 over here. So you will say that you will move to D, but you want this as 1, okay, this will remain as 1, so this is 1, but when you are dragging it down, okay, you want this to, okay, become C, but this to be 1, okay, again you drag it, it want to be 1. So note that when you are dragging in the column, this will remain constant. It is by virtue, because this is the same column, it will remain same, but this, because this is different row, it should change, but you want to fix this, okay, remember this is the same row, so this has to be 1. It is by default it will come, and this will change. So you don't want the absolute on the column, so but you want the absolute or the fixing on this row. So how it can be done? It can be done by putting this $1. What will happen is, you are saying that when you are putting this dollar, you are saying that you are fixing the row, okay, and when you drag, it will become $1, okay, it will become $1, okay, and here it will become $1 and $1. It is not going to change because you have fixed this. So let us see how it works. Okay, here we have now $B12. Okay, what we do is, we come over here, we press F4. Now it is B12, plain relative referencing. Press again F4. Now it has become $2. I don't want $2. Press again F4. I get B$12. Press enter. Okay, and what I will do is, I will extend this side. Let's say first this side. Okay, you see that 140, 140. You see over here, you get B$12. Okay, here B$12, B$12, and here also B$12. And if you go this side, okay, you find that it has become C$12. It is referring this. So you can see this is blue, this will be blue. You can see that where it is getting reference, CD$12. And if you press it down, okay, you can see that whatever is there in the first row, it is repeated the same. Okay, now many times you would want to know that which it is referencing. So by pressing F2, you know. Okay, there is another way you can do. Okay, what we have is, okay, so you can see the formula. Okay, so you can see the formula directly, okay, over here. Okay, and we have over here, so in your formula tab, you will see that there is some trace precedent over here. So trace precedent means it will try to show you which are the precedence value. So if you see trace precedent, it will show you an arrow from here to here. It means that this 140 is dependent on this. Similarly, you can press over here trace precedent, okay, and trace precedent. Okay, here if you see trace precedent, it will come from the same. See, it will come from the same. Whereas here if you want trace precedent, okay, so if you see over here, okay, trace precedent coming from here, the next one, okay, it will come from here, and then the next one will come from here, right? So you can see that it is coming from different cells, okay, right? So what we can do is, we can press this remove arrows. Okay, now you have seen that I have pressed so many times this. Okay, many times you may not want to use mouse so much. Okay, you may want to use the shortcut. Okay, so how do you use a shortcut? Okay, what you do is press Alt. Okay, so press Alt for a while, just for 1 second. Okay, so what I would do is press Alt, okay, for just 1 second, and you see over here F for file, H for home, N for insert, P for page layout, M for formula, A for data, R for review. So view, if you want, you can press W. So let's say suppose if I go to home, okay, and I press Alt for 1 second, okay, I see that I want to go to formula. So the next one I would do is I will press M. Okay, when the moment I press M, I have come to formula. Okay, and then if you see the precedent, it is just pressing P. Okay, so what you do is over here you press Alt, M and P, so you will get this. Okay, so I'll remove it. Okay, so let me see. Okay, Alt, M and then P. Okay, right. So next Alt, M and then P. Okay, right. And if you want to remove arrows, Alt, M, and then if you see over here they are saying A, press A. It will, now what happens is remove arrows, there are many. So remove precedent arrow or remove this dependent arrow. Here we want to remove all. Okay, so A. Okay, right. So you will learn as you practice more. Okay, you will learn to use the keyboard. So many times it is very painful to go to mouse, use mouse. So when you are typing, you can directly press the keys and you can achieve those shortcuts. Okay, now if you see the next one, this 140, okay, how it is coming on this, you are adding 120, 120. This is your absolute cell referencing. That means here you want to fix both the rows and column. So if I want, let's say I am getting from here, I am adding 120, but here I want to fix both the rows and column. I will press F4. So I am getting both dollar. Both dollar means fixing both the rows and columns. See, ideally this should have changed to 13, but because I have fixed that dollar over here, it remains as $12. It remains as $12. If I go this side, okay, so what happens is this remains as B. It should have shifted to C. It should have shifted to C. Both remains. So what I can do is I can extract, drag all this, and you can see that it has become remained as 140. Right? So this is your absolute cell referencing. So this cell referencing is your bread and butter in Excel. Whatever calculation you want to do, you have to use this referencing. Okay, it is. And what happens is, one of the good thing about this Excel is, okay, if you copy from here to, let's say, here, okay, let's say this is 2 gap, I will press 2 gap over here and I press over here. So what happens is, and let's say for all this, okay, you want to trace the precedent, you click over here. Okay, so for all this you want to go for the trace precedent. So if you see now, here they were referring to this, but here they have started referring to this one. Okay, right. Why? Because if you see, when I copy from here to here, here you see B12, and when I paste over here, what has happened is, it is saying that, okay, here you are B12, okay, but here I have become B17. See, the distance between this and this is how much? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So what will happen is, when you put over here, okay, the values, it will be at B12 will be added by 5 and it will become B17. So this is one of the wonderful thing about the Excel is, like, all this will be like relatively, it will be copied. Okay, so all this will be relative cell referencing. But here if you see, let's say if I want to copy here and bring over here, okay, what happens here? This is $B17. Okay, so this is $B17. Okay, this is $B18. Here they have not referred to this, okay, because you have fixed that B. Okay, so instead of here B12, so B12 has changed. So 12 has changed, but since you fixed this $B, so that has not changed, right? So that remains as $B. Okay, if you copy from here to here, okay, what you find is B$12. So B$12. Here if you see C$12. Okay, here C is remaining and $12 is fixed. So here you are not referencing to this, but because this 12 is fixed, you are referencing over here. Okay, and when you copy this over here, you find that all the values are referring still to this point because that is fixed. Okay, right? So when you copy, when you drag, okay, the property of absolute and relative referencing, it remains same, remains as the constant. Okay, right? Now many times you may not want to so here if you see 140, 150, 160, here you got 260, right? You may not want to put the formula, you may just want to put the values. So but when you click over here, you are seeing the formulas. So these are all formulas. So what you see is here you have this button. So these are the paste options are there. So when you see this paste option, you have been given a lot of options over here. So this is paste, this is paste formula. Okay, this is formulas and number formatting. It means that you will paste the formula as well as the formatting. Here you will keep the source formatting. Okay, here you will have no borders. We'll see what are the borders. Okay, and here you see the values. So instead of putting the formula, I want only the values. So I'll click over here. So what you see is all these values are there, and here you don't have any formula. Here your formula were there, but here you don't have any formula. It means that while copying and pasting, I am only putting the values. You require many times to put the values. So you can also do the like this. So you go over here, you go paste special, paste, and you say values, and it will come the values. So this and this will remain same, but that will not be the same if you put the formulas. So if you just put the paste, it will be formula will come by default. So ensure that whatever you want, you are inputting over here, right? So this is your relative cell referencing.